Hey there, welcome to another devlog for my game Papercuts. It's an action platformer game where everything in the world is made of paper. To kill enemies, you have to brutally slice them into tiny, little pieces. I guess you can say it's an RPG, Fruit Ninja game. Similar in terms of the slicing action. Okay, I don't usually beg, but if you like pixel art, game development, or avocado, then come along and smash the subscribe button. Anyways, I can't believe this is the third video already. And in case you've missed the previous two devlogs, I will just summarize it for you. I drew some basic pixel arts for the game in Devlog 1, and added movements to the character using a raycast system in Devlog 2. But as you can tell from where I left off in the last devlog, the game looks kinda plain and boring because there is no animations. So in this episode, I will animate the character and attempt to bring him to life. Not really. Animations for a 2D platformer game is quite simple. For every animation, there's always gonna be an equal, but opposite animation in the other direction. And kids, this is called Newton's third law. But does that mean I should always animate the same animations twice? One for facing the left, and one for facing the right? And the answer is no, you silly, because in life, there's this thing called DRY, which stands for don't repeat yourself. And I repeat, it stands for don't
repeat yourself.
So instead of creating an animation for running left, and then another one for running right, and vice versa for all other animations, let's first implement a logic that allows us to reuse the same animation, no matter which way we are facing. And this can be done by flipping the entire character game object itself horizontally during runtime. Now, what people usually do is just flip the game object instantly, and Bob's your uncle. But since the theme of the game is paper, this is the perfect opportunity to make it obvious that we are actually flipping a piece of paper. So instead of flipping them instantly with the click of a switch, I made it flip over a short period of time. But do you see the problem here? It looks horrible. It looks like a bug more than a piece of paper. It looks like we are shrinking him and then stretching him back out, totally not what we were going for. This is happening because in a 2D game like this, there is no depth to the sprite. We just can't tell that one side of the sprite is coming toward us, while the other side getting farther away as it turns around. What we see is just a flat 2D view instead. Luckily, there's a simple fix. Instead of flipping him completely horizontally, I added a bit of Z rotation in there to kind of add in the missing depth. And this is what it looks like with the rotation when it flips around. My goodness, it looks so much better. Wait, what is this? Do you see another problem here? How is he floating in the air? It turns out that if the sprite isn't perfectly symmetrical, the flip would cause it to become unaligned with its collider. Damn it, Scarf, why you gotta be so long and hard to deal with? And I thought this whole flipping thing was supposed to be easy, but after 3
days later,
I finally got it to work properly as it should, and it was totally worth it. Just look at it, doesn't this look satisfying? Please say yes. Finally, with the flipping stuff out of the way, it's time to do what we were here to do from the very beginning. The animations. I'm no expert in games, but I noticed that every platformer game have the following 3 basic animations: idling, running, and jumping. Due to my lack of drawing skills, I just kept the animations super simple, within roughly 6 frames per animations. So I fired up Ace Sprite and I did those 3 core animations. This is idling, this is running, and this is jumping. It's nothing majorly impressive, but do you know what my favorite part of these animations is? It's the tiny detail where the scarf is waving up and down. You probably don't even notice it, but it's dope and makes the animation look much more connected. While I was working, my little bunnies came knocking on my window telling me to take a break. Hello there. Look at her, she's a bit shy, trying to hide into a hole. Aren't they just adorable? Okay, now it's time for something more exciting, which is the animations for the weapon attack. For this one, I split the weapon animations into two parts. The first part is the animation for the overall movement of the weapon during an attack, which belongs to a specific character, regardless of what weapon they have equipped. For example, an axe swing, or a quick jab. And the second part is the animation for the weapon itself, like particles or other effects that belong to that specific weapon. For this devlog, I implemented the first part. To do this, each character in the game has an invisible weapon slot attached to them. This is separate to the actual weapon. The actual weapon, whether it be a sword or an axe, will be equipped as a child object inside this weapon slot. So when he uses his weapon, it's actually the weapon slot that gets animated, and the weapon will move with it since it's a child object inside the slot. Inside Unity, I did the swing by giving the weapon slot two reference points, the starting point of the swing, and ending point of the swing. So when he swings his sword, what happens is the weapon slot goes from the starting point, to the end point, and then back to the starting point ready for the next swing. When put together into one fluid motion, it looks like a full swing. That's pretty much it. When all put together, here is a little lame parkour, demonstrating the animations we've added in this video. Although it doesn't sound like much, but adding in these animations really make the game feel so much better. I don't think you can tell from this monotone ass voice, but I'm really happy with the game so far and can't wait for the next devlog. Again, I don't usually beg, but don't be shy, press the subscribe button and stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.